It's level 12, alright. Cool. Alright. Gotcha. No shit, they have a fucking check mark on him now. Thank you. They did not have that before. $39 honors. It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. Can you hire here? Fighter. Radiant Knight. I want one of them. And probably a sword fighter. To be safe. And a fighter. Let's mix things up. Alright. I do have some over here that aren't built yet. Let's try you up front. Behind, actually. Let's move you here. Let's put you there. And you there. Simon. There. That's gone. So what is it trying to show me? Oh, it's those. Okay. Here we go. Highland. Oh, I love it. I love it. Highland. Oh, I gotta go for one of these rare ones, man. Which game do I want to go with? The first? Let's see. I'm pretty sure that is the new last one that came out. So, yeah, you're gonna have that, buddy. And Lex. You're gonna go with that one. Joseph. Oh, bud. Where are you going with this one? Okay. Where's my thief? Thief. You gotta go with a thief thing. This may identify them a little better. What? Ow, what, kid? None of them have. Oh well. Alright, so I need to go. Let's go down here, see if I can do that thing yet. opened it yet. No, Dwiggles. Alright. Is that the last one I need to do? Rebuild right now, yep. Until I start getting stuff. Well, let's save the princess right now. Wait, I'm gonna check shops. Sounds dope. Could use another one of them. Alright. I already did this a second ago. Save the princess again.
This one up.
What?
You all right?
Yeah.
I am now, thanks. I made it into the city, no problem. But it wasn't long till they caught me snooping. I turned back and a swiped key later, though, and I was out of there. At least, until they nabbed me again. Anyway, there's no time. I don't know what it is, but something's happening in there. Something big. They've got soldiers crawling all over the place. Some of them even got shipped in from the capital.
We'll alert Miriam at once. But first, we should get out of here before more of your friends decide to emerge from the shadows.
Fair.
I've brought the girl, my liege.
And I a moment too soon. The sanctuary and its accursed seal await.
Then the hour is upon us?
Whatever treachery you're planning, I won't be a part of it.
Mind your tongue if you wish to keep it, child. You stand before the glorious emperor of all of Fevrith.
Pay her no mind. She'll greet death's cold embrace soon enough.
Then allow me the honor of introducing them when that time comes.
So be it.
Lord Renaud, I bring urgent word. Speak.
It's the rebels, my lord. They gather at our gates this very instant.
Seems our sellswords weren't quite as indomitable as they claimed. You're dismissed.
My business at the sanctuary will demand time. See to it that I'm not interrupted.
Yes, my liege. Not a single rebel shall be spared my...
We'll see. Hmm.
I ride for Cornea.
Where's my prey?
Keep a level head, everyone.
Where's my prey?
Hmm.
Nowhere is too far. Sir. At your service.
I'm ever in your service. I depart.
You got orders for me? On it.
I shall never fail. Twas fate which brought us here.
Good job,
What shall I
buddy.
do? It shall be done. I'll prove my worth.
Let's move a little bit, but not too far.
What are we doing? I'm going. I'm here.
Prepare yourselves. Victory! I'm ever in your service. I'm here, Your Honor. I'll prove my worth. It shall be done.
About time. On it. I'm in their firing range. Nowhere is too far. At your service. At once. You're nothing. Higher still. Dead and buried. Nowhere is too far. Understood. Be over in a sec.
Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. I depart.
What are we doing? I'm going.
Whenever you need me. Heading there now.
Judgment shall strike. I stand ready. I take to the skies. Witness the might of an angel.
Actually, you,
Your will shall be done.
Garrison.
I've arrived.
That we know we can take
I'm
it.
standing
Best be
by.
careful.
That's nice.
I stand ready. Sir. No mercy. It seems you've misjudged me. At your service. Understood. I
Wait.
stand ready. Sir, what do you want now?
I've arrived.
You're nothing. Victory is ours. At your service. Understood. Made it. Been waiting for this.
Prepare yourself.
No.
I shall never fail. Victory! It shall be done.
You'll not be disappointed.
I take arms.
Witness the might of an angel.
Excuse me.
The Cornian militia fights
I
on.
stand ready.
Do you need something?
Yep. Y'all head up this way.
Heading there now.
I'll be taking that.
Oh, nice, bud.
Standing by. I stand ready. At once.
Thank you.
At
Wait,
your
not
service.
yet.
Understood.
Take this out.
Time to prove myself. Another step on the path of progress.
Good job, bud.
Your orders, if you would.
Where did I put my... Oh yeah, that's right. I kept it here. Duh.
Witness the might of an angel.
Joining the battle. What should I do?
Oh, okay.
Your orders, please.
Go up here.
Sir.
I've arrived.
In the name of the liberation. I stand ready.
You're not gonna do any good down there, up on there. But
Be there before you know it. Standing
Whenever
by.
you need me.
On it. About time.
I'm here, Your Highness.
Not a problem. Let's keep going.
Sir.
come on. And attack.
Been waiting for this.
Brace your
Face
time
me.
to prove myself. Just keep getting tougher.
Fuck yeah.
I'll need to study this further.
At your service.
I'll prove my worth. Yeah! A fruitful venture, I hope. What shall I do?
hit him.
Wait, that's under over the water, that's right. So there's nothing else over here for me.
I'll prove my worth. Perhaps a chance
Where
to
should I
sharpen
go?
my spear.
Advancing.
Select all then.
Be there before you know it.
Withdraw.
It's wise to
We're
withdraw.
outdoors. Our spirits are high.
I'll pierce you clean through.
Yep.
Getting stronger by the day.
How's that for good?
Wherever you'd like me.
Your orders, my liege. Forward.
Get up front.
What next?
Like, buddies, fall back a little bit.
Right.
What do you want now?
I await your next
I've
orders.
arrived.
You're not fit to be rust on.
Allow me. On to the next. Right away. I've arrived.
At once.
Sir, your orders, please. I await your next orders.
Heading there now. I never miss my target.
I have this one.
A pitiful end awaits.
Try me.
Allow me.
I'm here too. I'll support you.
I'm ready to fight.
I'm here too. I'll support you.
My shield shall never break.
Who's my target? Right. I'll pierce you clean through.
Allow me. That's enough out of them.
Do you need something? Understood. I've taken it. Try me. They're beaten.
Forward.
I'm ready to fight.
You shall go no further. At once.
You got it.
This it?
A pitiful end awaits.
How's that for good?
What should I do?
How shall I proceed?
Heading there now. Sorry, just a sec.
Standing by.
You're not fit to be rust on my spear.
Allow
I'll
me.
pierce you.
I'm ready to fight.
I'm here too.
You're
I'll
not.
support you.
I have this
A
one.
pitiful end awaits.
I never miss my target.
Hope you're paying me more for this.
As you command. We've secured it.
What's next?
Where shall I go
Your
next?
orders, please.
Where's my prey? You got orders for me? I'm going.
Right away.
There is time yet to claim victory.
I'm ready to...
You're not fit to
Try me. Do you see now?
On it.
Found something.
Forward.
I ride for Cornea.
Keep a level head, everyone.
They won't know what hit them.
Where's my prey? I'm going. This it?
I've arrived.
I'm here.
Be over in a sec.
Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I've arrived.
We're next.
I am here.
About time. You got orders for me? Be there before you know it. Mayday.
Right.
Understood.
I'm going.
I'm ever in your service.
Heading there now.
Must have gotten lucky. What do you want now?
I'm up.
Your orders, if you would. Advancing.
Your orders, sir.
I've arrived.
I await your next orders. I'm standing by. Whenever you need me. Understood.
I shall linger here for a moment.
It's not a problem. So far, so good. Brace yourself. I can always train harder.
I shall never fail. Victory!
Where should I go? Heading there now. Whenever you need me. Advancing.
It shall be done.
I think they're onto me.
Our Our time grows short. Stand before me. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. Victory!
Your orders, if you would. Understood.
What shall I do? I depart. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. It shall be done.
Where should I go? Advancing.
I'm here, Your Highness.
I've arrived.
Be there before you know it. On it.
Your orders, if you would. Understood.
I'm good. You got orders for me?
I've reached my destination. Where shall I go
About
next?
time. On it. What are we doing? I'm going. This it?
I shall never
I
fail.
don't know about this.
Stand before me.
I'm ready. Understood.
This it?
The position is ours.
Where should I go? Advancing. Where next? Whenever you need me. Your orders, if you would. Understood.
Be there before you know it. They look tough.
I shall never fail.
I move forward in the light of the divine.
Bingo. Grab everyone. Take y'all. Check health. We're good.
Heading there now.
Made it.
Everyone's quite already. That's good.
I've arrived.
What do you want now?
I'm standing by.
I'm here.
About time. I'm going.
I await your next orders.
A perilous battle indeed.
Allow me.
I'll pierce you.
I still bear.
I'm ready to fight.
Try me.
A perilous battle indeed.
I have this one.
I never miss my target.
I'm ready to fight.
I'm here too. Try me.
The odds do not stand.
I'll support you.
I have this one.
I'm here too.
A perilous.
I'll support you.
What fools you are!
Such immense evil, yet we shall never fall.
Shrouded in darkness!
I fight on. For now.
Your orders, my liege.
I'm here.
Where should I go? Whenever you need me. Understood.
I shall linger here for a moment.
I think I'm outmatched.
The odds do not...
You shall...
They have the... You're too much perilous.
You're not fit.
The odds do not stand.
A pitiful end awaits.
It's not looking great.
I'm not sure.
I stand.
You're not fit to be rust on my spear. How shall I proceed? Received.
There's no room for error.
Stand before me.
Luck stands.
They have you. I shall never fail.
I'm here too.
Victory!
I actually do.
Elaine.
Scared to try.
Is it wise for you to be out of bed?
I'm alright. Thank you, Elaine, for everything.
'Twas nothing. All I ask in return is that you rest if you need it. The last few days have felt like countless moons.
I already told you I'm okay. It's just... I heard everything. Back at the sanctuary. Faintly, and through a fog of pain. But still clear enough. Galerius spoke true. Pontifex Errant is my father. I'm sorry for keeping it hidden. If anyone deserves to know, it's you. I only hope you can forgive me.
There is naught to forgive. Should knowledge of your birth be made public, it would only invite danger. You were not wrong to hide it. Beside which, I'm certain your father delivered you from Albion praying for your well-being above all else. Just as my own mother did with me.
I appreciate that.
If anything, that does answer a lingering question or two. From the day we first met, you were always...
Always what?
complaining about how untidy the lodgings were, or how ill-equipped the cathedral was.
As if such a thing is my fault. My home in Albion was a grand estate staffed with dozens of servants, and our cathedral the greatest architectural marvel. All that besides, I was but a child when I was secreted away to Palavia.
I'm just teasing. It's good to see you've recovered enough to put up a fair fight.
I'd hardly call it fair.
In all seriousness, though, I don't wish to put you in harm's way any more than I already have.
I'm the one who invited that danger by keeping my birth hidden from you. And Galerius made it clear enough. I've served my usefulness to them. I doubt he and his cohorts will spare another thought on me. What I need to say is, you needn't worry for my safety. I'm staying with you, and I'll more than earn my keep.
And here I thought you were a second away from ordering a meal at Death's Tavern. That kind of fire, though, and you'll be the one doing the cooking.
I'd rather you didn't tease me, thank you.
Apologies for interrupting this tender moment, Your Highness, but I come bearing news. Princess Virginia has been sighted in the land of Drakenhold.
I'm sorry, who?
Niece to the departed Queen Elenia, an elder cousin of our very prince here. She had been lost to us a great many years. That is, of course, until now. It would seem she's taken refuge in the dominion of the dragons. Now, I'm certain your focus lies on the revelation you bore at the sanctuary, and I cannot fault you for such. Yet, assuming these reports hold true, it would be unseemly of us to abandon the princess when she needs us most. Pray, consider redirecting your advance.
Yay! Fuck yeah.
This is the state of Everith at present.
A lot more purple than I'm happy seeing. Indeed, we have much work ahead of us. But where to begin?
To the south, if you would seek Princess Virginia. Though if we hope to proceed into Drakenhold, we must first win back the crossing that once marked our border with them. Let us make for Mir Checkpoint, Your Highness, in the southeast reaches of Cornea.
That's where I'm going. Dragons. You know I'm going for dragons.
Your revelation spoke of Elheim to the southwest of our lands. If you wish to reach its shores, we will have to traverse the winding wood directly past the Witch's Swamp.
I love that. Huh. So I have to go to Elheim to interact with these. Interesting. I don't want to go for dragons, man. I haven't filled in 50% of the map yet? Well, I guess it counts all these black cities, probably. Okay, I understand. All the bubbles are gone. Gotcha. This is place Victor, eh? Alright, let's get in here. Anybody watching? No. Also, warrior knight, radiant knight, cleric. Very nice. Almost done.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Done and done. Done and done. Done and done. Be seeing ya. If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Be seeing ya.
Good seeing you. Enjoy now.
Let us so good for the days ahead shall be
Maybe a little too much.
Enjoy now.
Hey, try some.
Love that. Thanks.
Enjoy now.
This looks amazing. You'll miss out if you don't eat.
fine fare among better company.
Enjoy now.
I can't wait.
Probably that's good, I guess.
I couldn't eat another bite.
Enjoy now.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
Well, that looks good.
Here, try some.
A truly blessed meal.
Enjoy now.
Wouldn't love just how I like it.
Best meal of my life. Enjoy now.
Can we eat yet?
You eaten that knife? I never experienced food so divine.
Don't be a stranger.
I'll do it, Elaine.
Alright. Look at all those rapport conversations that are now available. Goody, goody, goody. I just gotta find where they all are. Let's head over here first. Any rapport conversations here? Oh, yeah. Let's turn you off. Turn the camera on. There we go. Of course not. Alright. Can't do anything with that yet. Hey, viewer watching, if you can type in, say something. How are you doing? Okay, there's nothing. Oh, yep. There's another one here. Cool. Oh. I still sold it. Guess maybe it doesn't count those. Oops.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right. Be seeing you.
Alright, let's finish this one. Oh crap, I can turn up the mini map, that's not good. I guess maybe there for now. All of the target stats? Holy fuck. Aha, I do have fun.
May the Father smile upon me.
Decades of diligence bring their reward.
Ooh, there we go. Clerk's cane. Really? Why? Oh shit, no way. Oh, no, never mind. There's a black iron sword, so good. $39. This really just depends if I'm attack. It's a lot of fucking attack. Not supposed to do that. That works. Alright. I think everyone should be set up pretty well. Oh shit, there's some towns down here.
Be seeing you.
Here to shop comebacks.
Oh yeah.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Be seeing ya.
Damn, I need more money apples. Yeah.
If it's steel you're after, You're in the right place.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Okay, so
Careful. Careful. You walk out, it's gone for careful. You careful. You careful. You careful. You walk out, it's gone forever. Careful. You careful. You careful. You careful. You careful. You careful. You walk out, careful. You walk out, it's go careful. You careful. You walk out, it's gone forever. Careful. You careful. You careful. You walk careful. You walk out, careful. You walk out, it's gone careful. You careful. You careful. You careful. You walk out, it's gone forever. Careful. You walk out, it's gone forever. Done and done. Be seated.
I'll do everything in my power.
I did that already. 40, that's 40. Here, go to here. See if I can do this yet. Site. Okay. Either way, I need 30 core site.
What word of the rebels?
Still cornered in Saint Richemont, but they'll be prepared to march at any moment by my estimate.
Then we resolve to face them head on. Give word of such to any man or woman fit for battle. Whoever brings me the heads of these insurgents can name their reward.
Yes, ma'am.
Stare any harder and you'll pierce clean through me. Do you object, Matthias?
Indeed I do.
Clive and this liberation of his mean to threaten us into submission, and resist Zenoira rule besides. My judgment is sound. I'm certain of it.
I've served beneath you a great many years, my liege. A decade past, you would have clutched the mantle of freedom even tighter than Sir Clive does now. And I suspect that fire in your belly burns yet brighter than you'd have me believe.
We both know the inferno such flame can bring. The other noble houses had long held us in kind esteem. Yet when Grandfather refused to bend the knee to Galerius, they forsook us like we were common swine. In the end, his banishment and the confiscation of our lands were the price we paid for survival. If one as proud and dignified as he could be dragged to such depths, I dare not imagine myself immune.
My liege.
The territory stripped from us is now lorded over by aristocrats loyal to the might of Zenoira. But they spurn proper leadership and grow fat off the very lifeblood of our citizens. Far too many have suffered as it stands. I won't condemn still more to the slaughter. Even if it means cutting Clive down myself.
Got that, buddy. Let's get out. These guys too.
Where's my prey?
And I want to get a flying group.
Judgment shall strike. You'll not be disappointed.
Come over here.
I depart. Witness the might of an angel.
Whenever you need me. Heading there now. Time to prove myself. Looks like I win. Where should I go? Advancing. Where next?
I'll not go easy on you. I won't
Didn't
stop
see
now.
that, huh?
You'll not be disappointed.
Make sure we're good. Damn, she's not. Okay, now she is.
Your will shall be done.
Not a problem.
Let's keep going. Your orders, if you would. Understood.
Blasphemous fool. Greater strength to keep Sharon safe. Witness the might of an angel. You'll not be disappointed. A divine blessing. Witness the might of an angel. I depart.
Brace yourself. Looks like I win. Where should I go? Advancing.
I'll not go easy on you.
Have I always held such potential?
I stand ready. Your will shall be done. I fling thee as our own. Witness the might of an angel. I stand ready. I depart. You'll not be disappointed.
I take arms.
I stand ready. You'll not be disappointed. Witness the might of an angel.
Your orders, my liege. At once. I am here. How shall I proceed?
They won't know what hit them.
I shall be your shield.
Yes, sir.
It's time to prove myself.
Let's keep going.
It's not gonna work out for y'all. I'm sorry, guys.
Whenever
I
you need
think
me.
you got me cornered.
The Cornian militia fights on.
Your orders, if you would.
You
I
definitely
ride for Cornia.
don't have me cornered. But
Stand before me. On my honor as a knight. I shall never fail.
Another step forward.
you happy? Alright, I'm gonna take y'all and up here.
Understood.
What shall I do?
You.
Yeah!
In there.
Your orders, sir.
Any who bar my path must perish.
This should help the cause.
Oh, look at them coming out of nowhere.
What are we doing? Be there before you know it.
They didn't look too good.
Your orders, my liege. Forward.
I'll not go easy on you, as decreed by the Father himself.
This one's mine.
Blasphemous fool.
I won't stop now.
Could you perhaps praise me a bit?
How shall I proceed? A pitiful end awaits. You shall go no further. You're not fit to be rust on my spear.
Really not.
Where shall I go next?
Whenever you need me.
Heading there now. A pitiful end awaits.
We're next.
Who's my target?
About time.
I'll prove my worth.
Where's my prey?
I'm ever in your service.
Joining the battle.
I'll prove my worth.
Where's my prey? You got orders for me? On it.
You shall go no further. You're not fit to be rust on my spear.
I'll not go easy on you. Greater strength to keep Sharon safe. I stand ready. I take to the skies.
Ready. On it.
You'll not be disappointed. I stand ready.
There's no room for error. Another step on the path of progress. Where should I go? Your orders, if you would. Where should I go?
I'm ready. Right.
I won't hold you back.
I'll pierce you clean through.
Don't even think about it.
How's that for good?
What are we doing?
Who's my target? Heading there now.
Been waiting for this.
Try me. Hope you're paying me more for this. Do you need something?
Pitiful end awaits.
Don't mind if I do.
In service of the crown.
Yes, I'll take it.
You shall go no further. I've much room to improve.
Hope you paid me more for this.
You're not fit to be rust on my spear.
Stronger every day.
might of an angel. I take to the skies.
So, what next? Sure thing. You got it.
I've reached my destination.
Where should I go next? What do you want now?
Ready? Yes, sir.
Your orders, if you would. Where should I go? All better now. Whenever you need me. All better now. Where should I go? I can keep going whenever you need me.
I'm ready.
What are we doing? Be there before you know it.
Time is with us. Should we only keep our focus?
I'm going. This it? You got orders for me? On it.
Advancing.
We should be rid of this place. This it?
I've arrived.
I've captured it.
Any who bar my path must perish.
I await your next orders.
What do you want now?
Right.
I'll not go easy on you. An offering to the heavens. No holding back. Not even worth bragging over. You got orders for me? On it. Be taking that. What are we doing? Be there before you know it. An attack is imminent. Found something fancy. About time. I'm going.
Yep. Attack is definitely imminent. They're all coming for your ass.
Be there before you know it.
It shall be done.
What do you want now?
Your orders, my liege. Received. Where next?
This it?
I've reached my destination.
Your will shall be done.
Your orders, if you would.
On it. I've arrived.
Time is no friend to us now.
Heading there now.
What are we doing?
I've arrived.
Be there before you know it.
Brace yourself.
I'll support
I gotcha. You got orders for me?
I'm here.
Blasphemous fool.
I'm ready to hit something.
Nothing stopping me now.
Just leave it.
Maybe it's not all bad.
Hell yeah.
Well met, Prince. I surrender. My life is yours to claim, should you but promise to let my soldiers free.
I'll promise nothing. We come for peace, not blood. Now, the rostrum is yours, Clive. Go on.
What could you possibly have left to say to me?
Only the truth, Monica. Marquis Nordheim is a key benefactor to the liberation.
He what?
In our fledgling days, we had no backing to speak of, and not to fill our coffers but dust and cobwebs. Until, that is, your grandfather took it upon himself to fund our development. By his words, he'd much sooner see his wealth invested in Cornea's future than stripped barren by its captors.
You mean to say this struggle is now at its conclusion?
I do not. What remains of your noble house could never risk having its fealty questioned by its Zenoiran masters. Hence, the Marquis sent us here. They will hear you fought valiantly, and were left with no choice but to capitulate.
Wonderful. A drama to rival the scripts of the masters, and I the only one to improvise her lines. 'Tis entirely too believable, coming from that old fox. But should my grandfather wish it, I've no place to disagree. Grant me permission to join the cause, Your Highness.
Any objections, Clive?
No.
Number one, the Marquis knew all along how this would play out. Questionable though his methods may be, the man clearly bears a vast and profound love for his granddaughter.
Well, naturally.
Then we mustn't do that love a disservice, not to mention our...
You shall know...
Hell yeah. Wow. Awesome. Hell yeah. I will. Damn right.
I ride for Cornea.
Keep a level head, everyone.
Where's my prey?
That's the main one.
we doing?
That's not too good. Should be doing that. Should be taking out that. And that.
Be there before you know it.
I'm ever in your service.
We can take out this one.
I depart.
Whenever you need me.
Understood.
We can take out that one.
Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail.
Not a problem.
Stand before me.
Time to prove myself.
Prepare yourselves.
I take arms.
Judgment shall strike them.
I shall be your shield. At once.
Just
I stand ready. I depart.
Brace yourself. I can always train harder. Your orders, if you would. Heading there now. It's time to prove myself.
Never doubt a death.
Where should I go? Advancing. It's not a problem. Let's keep going. Your orders, if you would. Heading there now. It's time to prove myself. Another step on the path of progress. Where should I go? Understood. Brace yourself.
I'll need to study this further.
Whenever you need me. Advancing.
I shall linger here for a moment.
Time to prove myself. So far, so good. Your orders, if you would. Heading there now. Location secured.
Where should I go next?
Whenever you need me. Advancing. Not a problem. Looks like I win. Where should I go? Heading there now.
It shall be done.
Your orders, my liege.
You sure about this?
I've captured it.
Sorry.
I shall be your shield.
I know that was
How
for
shall
my
I proceed?
character. Okay,
Where's my prey?
I shall be your shield.
Where's my prey?
How shall I proceed?
Joining the battle, wherever you'd like me.
Sir.
I'm going. When are you ready?
I've arrived.
I'm ready to fight. I won't stop now.
To forge a brighter dawn for Fevris.
Your orders, please. What should I do? As you command.
About time. You got orders for me? On it. Be over in a sec. Been waiting for this.
A toast?
One of them. How's that for good?
Whenever you need me. Advancing.
Be over in a sec. Never stood a chance. About time. What are we doing?
They're after me.
Receive.
No holding back. Hope you're paying me more.
Don't mind if I do. At once.
I've arrived.
Your orders, please. Sir.
Been waiting for this. Knew that was coming. About time. Be there before you... Place is ours. You got orders for me? On it. Made it.
I'm standing by.
What should I do? As you command. I've arrived.
What are we doing? Be there before you know it.
Your orders, my liege. Forward.
The Cornian militia fight. Do you need something? Right. There's time yet to claim victory.
What do you want now?
I am here.
On to the next.
I'm even better than Clive.
This should help the
The end of this brutal war draws ever nearer.
Oh, dude. Awesome. I need to turn off the camera because it's in the way of the menu stuff. That's much better. Alright, now I should be able to do this one. Or I can do this one. And I can do this one. So there's these, I gotta do these three for sure. Quartzite stone. Oh, and I have that one to do. So the goal is to go north and defeat thieves.
Lord Gislaine, sir. Another village has succumbed.
Then you know what must be done. Gather them into the holding pens, the fit and the infirm alike. Both will be of use to us.
Is that wise in this downpour, sir? Some of the inhabitants have grown quite frail.
The march of progress ever demands new feet to walk it. There can be no tests without subjects, and those unwilling to sacrifice will never know the sublime beauty of discovery.
I assure you, I wouldn't complain for a few pitiful souls to perish in transit either.
Sir Baldro.
Come to glean more corpses, have you? Take what you will. We've enough rotting flesh to satisfy even your ravenous want for death. Though, not for long, perhaps. This may be the final slew I'm able to offer.
And the experiments are proving successful.
That's not for you to know. Now have you come to collect? Or do you simply wish to interrogate us instead?
Neither. Those who defy Zenoira's rule draw close to your lands. His Majesty would see them tossed like
C7 Rebirth has been a tremendous success in Green.
The rebels? Here?
A mission first started by Final Fantasy 15.
I've come too far to let my work fall unfinished.
A world that is filled with things to do.
You really need to hurry. My men are yours to command in the battle ahead.
A welcome gift, and one I'll gladly accept. Tatiana, stay here and ensure the experiments continue as scheduled.
Has not
yes, my lord.
Final Fantasy games, but even the golden era Final Fantasy games. This is just a new trilogy. It is absolutely mind-boggling what they were able to accomplish. Today they talk about how
His reign has completed the cure. It was all a matter of time, but with all the vital support I've thrown at his back.
Your hubris knows no bounds, Rat. One as revolting as you is unfit to stand in the company of Lord
Gotta love that flowing cape.
Something that I have been wanting Final Fantasy to return to for a very long time. And it's something I figured was impossible due to the technology. We got some confirmation that it is coming back in a very big way, and I could not be more excited. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as this is your complete hub for Final Fantasy news. In a recent interview done by Gene Park for the Washington Post, Gene was able to sit down with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth producer Yoshinori Kitase, and he shared some incredibly enlightening news with us. Kitase claims that development for a single platform actually sped up development quite tremendously. The article saying, quote, "Its development exclusively for the PlayStation 5 made it easier for the team to focus on building a world with diverse geography, indoor and outdoor areas populated with activities, characters friendly and hostile, all seamlessly represented with no load screen interruptions. Developing for multi-platforms, by contrast, usually creates more work that focuses on porting rather than iterating on game design." Kitase then saying, quote, "Had it not been on a single platform, the world map would not be seamless. Game design may have had to regress significantly." Now, for a lot of people, they read this as console wars nonsense, and they interpret this statement as, oh, he's talking about the power of the PS5, a lot like how Yoshi P did during the promotion of Final Fantasy 16. However, that's not actually what he's saying here. In fact, he's not even really saying anything specific about PS5. He's just telling you the reality for any developer out there, and I'm not even just talking about game developers. If you're a software developer that's had to work with more than one operating system, if you're a web developer and you've ever opened your website on 2 different browsers, and found that a page that you wrote was rendering different in Chrome than it was Safari, then you know exactly what Kitase is talking about. And this is why he says that, hey, instead of taking developers away to focus on porting things, if, say, the Xbox or the PC version is running behind, which is something that does happen even when you're using a multi-platform engine like Unreal, allow them to focus purely on just making the content. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of third-party exclusives, and I don't think that every game should be made like this. But I am saying that I completely get why it was like this for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it is something that makes development that much easier. Another thing that kept development speedy on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the employee retention. The article saying that more than 80% of the development team for Remake stayed on for the sequel. Remake built digital assets that would be reused for the sequel, and the team was able to bypass laborious and time-wasting tasks such as retraining staff on tools. This is also a huge benefit of using Unreal Engine 4. It's an engine that many people in the industry have experience with. Whenever you're building custom engines, anyone that you hire to work on the project is going to have to be trained. Of course, it's not just being trained on the engine itself. You also build your own custom tools to be used for the game. So even if you are using something widespread like Unreal Engine 4, you still have to train new employees on how to use your own proprietary stuff. The combination of the two led to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth being one of the most content-dense RPGs of the generation. Keeping employees and teams together is also something the industry should be paying attention to. Hamaguchi also kept the team on a very tight schedule. When Kitase saying, quote, Hamaguchi would set goals early on and made sure they were shared and understood by the entire team. Further, these goals will be broken down to midterm goals that we needed to achieve every 3 months. We would host a webinar or a show and tell where teams would update one another. We could all stay on top of everything. Hamaguchi goes on to say that he's hard at work with the game design document for Part 3, and that much of that work is already done thanks to the world construction done in Rebirth. They've pretty much mapped out an entire seamless world, something that I imagine is a lot easier to do when you're writing off the expenses of that world for 2 AAA games instead of just 1. But mapping out the entire world is what makes the most exciting thing about the 3rd game possible. It means that flying over the world map is now possible, and that's exactly what they aim to do. Hamaguchi says that the Highwind was an important feature for him in the original game, and he wants to introduce it in Final Fantasy VII whatever they call it. Hamaguchi saying, quote, I definitely want to address the same what is likely expected from our experience with the Highwind to explore the world. Now, for a long time, this feature seemed very unlikely to return to me. The reason that I thought the Highwind would be unlikely to return is because in order to make an airship work, you have to do what Final Fantasy XV did, essentially, and build out the entire world map. This would then be something that players were able to dynamically fly across, and be able to go from ground to air in a split second without any load screens. Of course, that's a really expensive task, because if your game is an open world and doesn't have a seamlessly connected map, then there really isn't a point of making an airship. Sure, you can make a small map that users can fly around, but it wouldn't be that much different than having a level select screen. Hamaguchi had the foresight, diligence, and intelligence to go ahead and begin building the map out physically, making sure that it was all seamlessly connected. Originally, we thought these games would use large zones. This, of course, would not make flight possible, and it's why flying airships has gone away in the modern era of Final Fantasy. On top of which, there's a modern expectation of games to have fast travel. So when you combine the fact that making a seamless world map is incredibly expensive, and the fact that users are probably just going to fast travel everywhere anyway instead of actually flying across the world map, it begins to make more sense to just allow the users to fast travel rather than fly around the world. However, I don't think anything has ever replaced the sense of freedom, as well as the scope and scale that the world map gives. It's one of the core iconic features of Final Fantasy, and I think you could take any upcoming Final Fantasy game and tell people that airships will be in it, and they will go completely bonkers. It's something that I think, if possible, FF should stop compromising on. The airship should remain a unique iconography in Final Fantasy, and not just in a cutscene. It should be something core and essential to the gameplay. Of course, in order to do that, that means that in future games, they will have to build out the world map and continue to make games in Final Fantasy VII fashion. But if I'm honest, that's exactly what I think they should do. And this is always controversial because people think that you want Final Fantasy to necessarily stay the same. But that's not what I'm fishing for. And whenever you look back at Final Fantasy 1 through 9 in particular, they weren't always just some random thing. They were built off of a formula in place, a style of combat that was mixed up in ways, such as taking the turn-based systems of 1, 2, 3, adding the ATV meter to those battles in 4, the titles that featured the world map, airships, summons, and other systems that we've come to expect from Final Fantasy. But the biggest thing that I believe that they need to do is come up with a new system where they can continue to innovate and do brand new things, just like they used to in the past, while also having a stable framework that allows them to incorporate all the features that people expect from a Final Fantasy game, such as different party members, the airship, plenty of exploration, and various mini-games and gameplay diversity. Those are all those concepts that can take the form of anything, and is also to me what Final Fantasy represents limitless potential. But with that limitless potential, you also need to have an identity. That's something that Final Fantasy once had before in a really strong way. And with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I can literally see the rebirth of that identity. One other thing I want to mention is the play collapse in the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, and how jarring the first appearance of King Solomon is in that game. During one of the most dramatic and serious moments, you see this cartoon cat, something that I imagine can only be totally jarring for people who never played that concept before. This is something that admittedly I criticized quite a lot. I did not think it was a good call. I've reached my destination. Light on that scene, and the answer is kind of funny to me. The article says, quote, Hamaguchi's North American staff told him that their audiences were nonplussed by the scene. He said, it's really funny because in Japan, we didn't get so much of that confusion. We're like, oh, what is that, a cat? It's fun. Hamaguchi said, I shall linger here for a moment. Briefly to imply a link that he's a significant character for later. I didn't quite predict that first-time players would wonder who the heck that cat is. So, if I recall correctly, according to the Ultimania, like 15,000 people died in the 7 play collapse. The cartoon cat is fun. He's really good at Rebirth, actually. I can ride no further. Are supposed to be being crushed to death. I think maybe putting the cartoon cat there was a little bit jarring. I don't think that's unfair to say. I think that 99% of the time in Final Fantasy VII Original and Final Fantasy VII Re-Trilogy are great at balancing their serious moments with levity. And that is definitely one scene that in hindsight, I think they could have done a little bit better on the balance. This being said, let me know in the comments below if you're excited for the return of high-end and airships in general. And I'll see you all in the next video.
I await your next order.
What do you want now?
I'm standing by.
What's next?
This is? I stand ready.
I'll prove my worth.
Your orders, if you would. Understood. Not a problem.
Do you need something? Who's my target?
You got orders for me?
Ready. I'm ready.
Where should I go? Heading there now. Time to prove myself. I can always train harder.
How could you take him from me?
What have you found?
Horrors taking form, my prince. The jail is rife with corpses of the townsfolk in every which corner.
Likely victims of the plague. Tell our men to stay well clear of the swamps. But of course, rumors speak of your lord using his own people for dark experiments into the plague that sweeps this land. What say you?
You're a band of benighted fools if you believe such tripe.
Come on, Elaine.
There's only one way to find out what he was up to. We've got to search the man.
I won't disturb Lord Slave's research.
Then perhaps you'd be willing to serve as our guide instead. Tell us everything that's transpired.
And I, a rational person, understand that's not possible. I can't be making content forever. I won't be entertaining forever. I won't even be around forever. So it doesn't make sense. But
Turns out
I disagree. I tremendously disagree. You could be 70 years old, and if you're a boring fucking old man, that's your problem.
You have my trust,
I don't stop on my own terms. That makes a lot of
Take
sense.
up the duty Ghislaine held
No,
so
other
dear.
people stop without telling me to. I'm gonna get a little
What
pissed
about
off
the
about it.
rumors?
And it just happened today.
Buying into these things not gonna reflect on us too good. We meet them head on. As long as the sick are treated with dignity and honor. In the end, these studies are meant to benefit all people. He was even half the man Ukraine. That was Lord Gislaine's intention from the very beginning.
Obviously, Rooster Teeth's been a huge inspiration for a lot of people, like Laser
Our
Beam,
enemy
who
here is
had a
the
career
North.
without Rooster Teeth as a
You
brilliant
want me
inspiration.
to
They start the
shackle me in
yard.
their stead.
That's one of the companies who want to
Liberation
work
exists
with,
to grant
like a little
freedom,
shack.
not oppress the downtrodden.
And I know a lot of people who were in that same boat. That
Rooster Teeth was one of the originals.
I'd like
You know,
to
like back
exercise
in
my
the
freedom to join you on that
2000s.
journey.
Like, there wasn't really anybody doing what Rooster Teeth was doing, and
To
even
be
like the
candid with you,
2010s,
it's
like
almost
early on,
finished.
nobody
Enough
was
so
still
that I
doing
needn't
what
stay here
Rooster Teeth was
myself.
doing.
My men
So
should be
they
more
were
than
so
capable.
early to the game. I
As
think
for
that's what
me,
really helped them
ought to
grow
see
a lot.
what ideals.
And for a while, bro, they were killing it.
And I even get a small microfraction of it now with people who want to work at off-brand, which is terrifying to think about. But Rooster Teeth has been an institution for a long, long time. They were the first podcast I ever watched. The Rooster Teeth podcast, I've seen 500 episodes. I've heard this intro so many times. I deadass thought you had to start a podcast like
It's muted. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Is that it's copyrighted? Okay. Right, okay. Go to the comments. I broke my audio so it didn't play during the podcast intro, which is both embarrassing and funny, so yeah, that's about it. It's fucked up.
Here to shop?
Yeah,
Or
what a
ready to
great
sell?
intro, guys.
Just say the word
Yeah, those
and
were the
it's
days,
yours.
huh?
introducing yourselves with the names of the people on the podcast where you wouldn't let it work until I had my own podcast. And I was like, actually, you can just talk about shit, Park and Come, and that's fine too. People like that. He didn't have
Thank you
the
very much.
most beautiful exit a company could. It wasn't the prettiest death. Not that he really can't have a pretty death, I think. But you know, they got into some things. We talked about it on this channel on the fall roots to a lot of stuff came out internally on the work for. And they tried to do it to be better. But what didn't come back was the way that they were able to make money, the community members, that was never...
No, they could have had human sacrifices at the office on a daily basis. But if the content was S tier, people would still tune in. This is something that I firmly believe. I firmly believe that the entertainment consumer does not care about any degree of morality or ethics whatsoever, and the only exception is if the company is a big pusher of social movements, right? Because you always have these people that are like, oh, well, they've always got to make a statement about this. They've always got to say something about it. And yeah, if you do that, and then
I
it's
increase this
exposed that you're
by
actually doing it, you know, on your own, all of the bad stuff that you're complaining about, well then, yes, obviously people will not like that. However, otherwise, nobody gives a fuck about it. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to hit you with a fact. If they brought back the Roman Colosseums,
oh yeah,
there would be more people that would watch that than the Super Bowl.
definitely could.
Because people like to be entertained.
Well.
These happen, alright? I mean, 20 million years, right? So, they already have it's called fucking UFC. Yeah, but people don't die in the UFC, right? So it's not, the stakes aren't as high. So there's not really as big of a reason to watch. But like, if people died there, then it would be totally different, right? Way more people would watch, right? It's not even a question. And so nobody really cares about any of this drama, unless it's a company that likes putting itself out there as like a moral arbiter, where it once was like 10 years ago. And it's tough because
are a huge company. They have
Oh, she's also cleric?
They have to deal with several rounds of layoffs.
Oh, shit.
That have happened basically all over esports and the gaming industry, content creator industry. They dealt with it until today. And the CEO, Jordan, threw out a message on Rooster Teeth's website. And they basically said that, hey, it's been tough to keep Rooster Teeth running due to challenges facing both digital media, resulting in fundamental shifts in consumer behavior and monetization across platforms, advertising, and Patreon. Yeah. So I think Rooster Teeth did a lot to right. One of the things that they did that I thought was super sick is that they had all the videos all paying patronage, like they talked about there, on their own website, roosterteeth.com. They weren't beholden to a YouTube or a Twitch or even like a Patreon. They had their own thing. They're service all their videos to their subscribing members through their own page. It's smart. The one was kind of was really smart too. You know, said that they even thought YouTube was like their competitor, which is a mindset that nobody has nowadays. They're just like, oh, we have to do YouTube. Back in the day, they were doing something before YouTube, which is crazy to think about. But eventually, Rooster Teeth predates YouTube. I'm pretty sure. They switched, right? They sold. Talked about that in just a moment. I think they did some things might be wrong, but it's not exactly like this death of Rooster Teeth was a surprise. You know, pretty obvious. I do a daily check-in, not a daily check. I do like an every 6-month check-in. I do like a little self-indulgent 6-month check-in where I look at a YouTube channel, YouTuber, or creator that I like, and I see what they're up to. I haven't watched them in a long time. Sure. See if they're still kicking, if they're still killing it. Even if I don't like what they're currently doing, it's not my interest currently. I want to make sure they're doing well and I'd rather see what's up. Yeah. You know, things haven't been so up with Rooster Teeth. AT&T was talking about trying to sell Rooster Teeth literally 3 years ago. So you know, the writing has been on the wall. Clearly, they weren't able to find a buyer, and so they decided it was better to just cut their losses and stop at least losing money. Now, this doesn't mean that everything Rooster Teeth has created is gone forever. Well, the problem, again, the reason why Rooster Teeth killed itself by making bad content. It's literally that simple. That's it. That's the bottom line. And after the video, I'll go through the analytics. We'll look at the analytics. They're still in conversations to sell their other IP, like Reverse 2, Ruby, and Jedlock, and those more valuable IPs might be purchased by someone more individually rather than by the whole of Rooster Teeth. And then also, I actually work with Rooster Teeth with the Art Podcast. They have a podcast network. That was actually a Rooster Teeth network. They sell ads like 5 years ago. Podcasts. The Art is one of them. If you're going to email and say, hey, we're still around. No, if they're around forever, I'll probably be around forever. Yeah. For now they are. Still get ads for the Art Podcast that you will eventually ruin and not get paid. So there is that. But let's go to, I think, why Rooster Teeth might have lost. And it starts, let's see some numbers. You might know, Machinima eventually became a company called Fullstream, which purchased Rooster Teeth in 2014 for an undisclosed amount of money. $17. Purchased from Larry Burns, founders of Rooster Teeth, was to compete with the big conglomerates like HBO and Netflix, who they saw as their modern day, at the time, competitors. Well, that didn't work. And I get that. You're not going to be able to outscale a Netflix or HBO unless you're backing up a much larger company, which at that point was Fullscreen. And then Fullscreen got bought by Honor Media, also Crunchyroll, and then that got rolled into like Warner Media, part of AT&T, which eventually got split off into Warner Bros. Discovery, which is a merger between Warner Bros. Discovery owned by AT&T as their entertainment arm. There's a lot of fucking hands that were being transferred along the way. Think about how many guys are getting paid to make all these distinctions. I ride for millions of dollars. A lot of corporate companies, and that's why lawyers make a lot of money. Corporate birds suck. You just have to stop supporting them and start fighting. Rooster Teeth was bought by Fullscreen, who was bought by Honor Media, who was owned by AT&T, who was bought by WB, who was bought by Discovery, who then shut it all down. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, the reason why Rooster Teeth got shut down is because nobody was watching the videos. Nobody
How shall I proceed?
You just look at the numbers. It's the same reason why they shut down G4.
I shall
what
never
are you talking
fail.
about? Like,
You shall go no
AT&T. No, anybody would have made this.
Keep getting tougher.
They weren't profitable. They weren't even close. There's no way that they were. I missed G4. Yeah, no, you don't miss
Where
G4.
shall I go next?
You missed 2004 because you got G4 back.
I depart.
And nobody liked it.
Brace yourself.
Stand
It's time to prove myself.
That have worked.
And even this one, after the merger, to be fair, the new G4 was kind of bad in a lot of ways.
Prepare
so it's not an exact comparison, but hey. There was a lot of success.
Which brought us here.
RTX, which is the convention that we
I wield this lance for the people of by your royal
why
will.
would you get rid of that? An attendance of 600.
I see you don't value your life.
Every single 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, 45,000. Yeah. And this is after the merger. They hit peaks of 16,000 people attending.
I stake
every
my
week.
honor on this battle.
I don't think Rooster Teeth was aided by COVID. I think that
Until
expedited
my
the
dying
shutdown
breath.
of Rooster Teeth. They might have been around for another 40
I advance.
years.
I have reached my destination. I see you don't value your life. I seize this victory as my own.
This is Off-Brand, a company I'm also hoping to scale up.
It shall be
when I
done.
scale up a company, I look at his situation is totally different. It's
I
nothing.
move
It's
forward in
not
the
like
light of the divine.
because Off-Brand makes shows. They produce shows. Rooster Teeth produces content. So if you're basically doing the work for setting up a show, there's always going to be people that want you to set up shows. And really, that's your business to lose if you do a bad job setting up a show. So, yeah, I mean, this is just really, they're completely different things. I don't think Ludwig has anything to worry about in this way. The only thing that you have to worry about whenever you're making a production company like what Ludwig has is making sure that every single show that you do goes extremely well. And that even goes as far as being selective with the shows that you do. So you're not, lumped together with a bad show, even though it might not be your fault. Examples, well, that's my opinion. I think a lot of them have an issue where they are basically built around a singular creator, and the company goes, but in Rooster Teeth's case, they did the unthinkable. It wasn't based on any specific creator. The brand Rooster Teeth is much larger than any individual person, which is a very impressive thing to do.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Which is like very different than, for example, he wants to do an ad, I could do one too. What about Starport, right? So obviously Starport has a lot to do with the success of the content creators.
But it's steel you're after. You're in the right place.
The ACs themselves
Done and done.
stand on their own, or they're not. And that's a completely
Done
different
and
market.
done.
So like basically he is like the one thing is doing business marketing effectively, right? Like he's not really marketing direct to consumer. So his goals are totally different and are actually much more in line with like his networking accountability and possibilities, more so than like his entertainment power. Whereas like if you're selling a product, like for example a PC, that is going to be completely based off of the value proposition that PC provides at that price point. And if the value proposition isn't there, people won't buy them. It's literally that simple. Whereas also with Rooster Teeth, it's the value proposition of the entertainment.
More damn apples.
However, they didn't sell out. They did eventually get a buy rate. And I'm not saying it's bad, right?
But it's steel you're after. You're in the right place.
Get out of there.
Done and done.
It is what made them.
Done and done.
The charm. This is no longer about what they wanted to make bullshit they wanted to make happen. It was about also feeding the bottom line. And this is also a really big problem that a lot of people get into, and this is also a lot of like streamers and YouTubers have this problem. YouTubers have it a lot less, but streamers have it especially because a lot of streamers and people try to sell a fantasy of like friends and we're just playing video games together. But the reality is that they're in the studio and they're making a lot of money, and you're just sitting in your mom's basement. And like there's a certain level of parasocial expectation that streams have, and it's actually one of the reasons why, like, for me, like, you see a lot of streamers, and this used to be extremely common, it's not as common anymore. Like, a lot of streamers don't like talking about how much money they make or anything like that, because they think that that disconnects them from their audience, because now their audience won't be able to relate to them in the same way. And there's a lot of different ways it does, yeah, and if you want to say it does, then it does, for sure. But the point is that there is a fantasy that is going on there, and it is a fantasy. It's not real, but the viewers want it to be real. The owner of Molecular Triumph, which I've talked about this before. I'm hoping to avoid by making operate a workers' co-op, where all of the workers are owning the company and getting to decide what they do, what they make, how much they make, etc., etc. And my goal with that is to make something that lasts.
Did it steal?
That's a fact, but I'd like to be able to make a sustainable company that makes cool shit, that you work at, makes your life better, and hopefully a co-op, I don't think it's gonna, like, I don't really know a lot about this. I don't think that having a co-op is going to future-proof a business. Because the reason why is because the focus is not on the end product. Anything that does not empower the end product, and you can make the abstract argument that a co-op will make people feel more invested and therefore they'll work harder. Sure, I can understand that argument. But I don't think that's very strong in general. And I think a much stronger argument overall is that if you're focusing on something that is not the actual business and not the actual product that you're selling, then you're going to have problems. That's what matters the most. And the moment you stop thinking about the customer is the moment the customer stops thinking about you. In 20 years, you don't see the shutdown of that, and that's a without me. That's just my fucking rule. Anyway, I want to get that out there. Maybe crash and burn. It's all be an embarrassing failure that we'll talk about years from now. I don't think risk. I'll put my all into something doesn't happen. And I appreciate companies like Rooster Teeth for taking examples. Even if it didn't work out, 21 years, it's fucking impressive. People made it to get their goals now. And many restaurant memories. Shout out Rooster Teeth for inspiring everyone. And that's also gratitude.
Yeah, I mean, I was inspired by Rooster Teeth back in the day. I mean, I can tell you that. I think that a lot of people have that.
I mean, the truth is, Rooster Teeth was one of the original content creators on YouTube. They were one of the OGs. I mean, fuck, man. Like, I think Ludwig is right. And it's sad to see what happened, right? It really is.
I ride for Cornea.
The truth is that...
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea by your royal word.
I shall never fail.
Feel impressed?
The expectation that something would be huge, pay for all other video content.
What shall I do?
I mean,
I depart.
You just don't manage. So,
until my dying breath, your decree made manifest. For the people of
Favorite media money is the expectation that something would be huge, pay for all the other media for stuff.
Be gone from my sight.
Because you know with all
I shall see it done. I advance. How shall I proceed?
And then you have to pay less
Stand
taxes
before
on
me.
things that are huge.
It was fate which brought us here.
Like, I remember whenever
I'm ever in your service. A fruitful venture, I hope. What shall I do? It shall be done.
No, I think that you're actually totally wrong about this, and I think
Prepare
it's extremely
yourselves.
common that media companies do this exact thing. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and I'm going to look and show you guys.
Stand before me. On my honor as a knight. Another.
I wonder if I'm stronger than Lady O'Keefe.
This is their amount of views, and we have a longer longitudinal details. Let's go ahead and let's just start with this, right? So they lost 10,000 subscribers on the 3rd, and this was before they announced that they were leaving, that they were disbanding. And if you go here, monthly subscribers gained. And so if you look every single month, you have a minus 10,000, except for this one, and it was only a 0. And if you go, this is also minus 10,000. This one was a 0. Then minus 10,000. This one's minus 30,000. They had a pretty bad month there. That was the month where they got exposed for all of that bad business practice stuff. And so they lost more subscribers that month. And then in May 2021, they managed to gain actually 10,000 subscribers. Pretty crazy there. And then they went back to their usual norm of losing 10,000 subscribers. So if you're on a boat that's leaking water for 3 years, what do you think is going to happen to the boat? I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to sink. The boat's going to sink. And I'm going to be honest, guys. These guys were at the bottom of the ocean years ago, and it just wasn't, they just didn't realize it. They didn't see it yet. So let's go back. We'll look at this here. Look at video views. Subscribers, minus 10,000, and it's a green number. Estimated earnings, $9,000. So let's assume that they made $15,000. We're going to be really generous about this. Do you think that $15,000 is going to cover the salaries of everybody that works in that company? I bet it's fucking not. And I understand that they have Patreon and other things as well, but let's be honest, YouTube revenue matters a whole lot more whenever you're getting a lot more views. So you look at the video views for the last 30 days, 2.4 million views. This is my Clips channel. Today, we've had 2.7 million views. This is just the Clips channel. If you compare to Ludwig,
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea.
He had 41 million views right here on this day whenever I guess he uploaded the video. Look at that. Ludwig is killing it. He's popping off. Let's look at Immer. 16 million views. Also killing it. Look at that. Look at our channel's gone up a lot. Apparently I think she's been adding, like, doing a lot of shorts and stuff like that now too. So that's apparently helped her a lot. And so, yeah, she's doing great. And so if you compare this to anybody else who is successful, XQC, oh, there you go, right? 10 million views. XQC has like 5 different YouTube channels. Like, I get recommended videos from XQC's YouTube channels constantly. And I'm not exactly sure, but like, look at this, right?
I take arms.
Average views, 30 million, 20 million, 30 million. Bro, he is farming. He has been farming for a long time. And again, let's go back to Rooster Teeth. Like, if you see a graph like this, this is a bad graph. Right? Like, this is clearly a very, very, very bad graph. When was the last time that they had 3 videos in a row get over 200,000 views?
Until my
3 videos in a row that get over 200,000 views. Let's see if we can find one. All right.
I'm within the
range. So looking for 200,000 views. We're gonna scroll down.
I shall see it done.
It's 93, almost gone. Okay, 300,000. Okay, the last, then the one after is at 9,000. This is 16,000.
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea by your royal word. I have reached my destination.
147 and 1824. So we're already into 1 year ago. Jesus.
Strength flows through me.
316. Oh, nope. 200. Nope. Nope. Almost with this little run here.
Time is no friend to us now.
They've been going down since 2020, realistically.
I mean, this is bad.
We're into 2 years ago.
Your orders, my liege. Received.
Jeez, I actually want to keep going. I kind of want to get to the bottom of this and see what's going on here.
Where's my prey?
Okay, this is 200 now. The other ones are done. It feels like the lower I go, the higher the numbers are, just in general. Man.
I shall see it done.
We're going into...
Your decree made my haste. For the people of Beverly.
Oh, that's 200. Okay, no, not flying.
A little stronger every day.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, how far are we gonna have to go here? 3 years ago. So this was even before all that drama happened.
Hold, sir.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna scroll down. Is this just all the same? Oh, that's 200. Okay, oh, here we go. 3 years ago, look at this. 100, 500,000, 400,000, 400,000, 600, 700,000 almost. 97,000, not so good. 675,000, 200,000, 262,000, 1.1 million, 2 million, 261. See, they were farming And then they stopped farming. That title, though, yeah, but the title works.
You're after. You're in the right place.
They have shows on their own website? Yeah, but like, why would you make it, like, haven't they had shows on their own website for years? They probably had shows on their own website back then, too.
I've got it under control.
That's COVID numbers? Yeah, there could be a number of different reasons for that. But either way, if you look at these videos, the views on them are terrible. Nobody's watching the content. So if you want to ask who killed Rooster Teeth, I'll tell you who killed Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth killed Rooster Teeth. And how did they do it? By making bad content. That's the reason. The content was simply not engaging to the audience. And if it was engaging to the audience, well then of course people would watch it, but it wasn't. So that's the reason. What's bad about now versus then? Well, before they were getting views, and now they're not. That's what's bad. But why? I don't know. I'd probably have to spend dozens of hours figuring out the reason for that. Like, I really don't know why. And it doesn't matter really why, does it? Does it really matter what the reason is whenever you're not making any money? No, it doesn't, because you're still not making any money. Sad to see.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Done and done. Done and done. Done and done. Be seeing ya.
Here to come back soon. Come back. Here to shop, or maybe to sell. Just say the word and it's yours. Thank you very much. Come back soon.
Just round Warner Brothers are at it again. Please don't give me any bad news, Scott. They're so bad when it comes to games, film, and television. What are they up to now?
And even letting us record a YouTube video. We recorded this before, and then the dull camera ate it. So thanks, Warner Brothers.
It's your fault too.
Both of those brothers, and I don't like them. Warner Brothers themselves, though, have been speaking at a recent financial event, and their global streaming and games CEO JB Perez has pretty much just said they're going to do all the things that nobody wants them to do. In terms of investing in live services, free free-to-play models, getting away from AAA games, getting away from single-player stuff, and just doubling down on the multiplayer space, doubling down on all the things that so far haven't been working out very well for them, whether that be something like Multiverses going offline last year, because it had a 24-hour player peak of 101 players. What? I know. Over on Steam. I guess you could also say the console stuff might have propped it up, but not that much. Or just the state that Suicide Squad's in. Anyway, getting back to what Perret has most recently said, we're doubling down on games as an area where we think there is a lot more growth opportunity that we can tap into with the IP that we have, and some of the capabilities we have at the studio where we're uniquely positioned as both a publisher and a developer of games. Rather than just launching a one and done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, the Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter, that is a live service where people can live and work and play and build in that world in an ongoing basis. I do want to throw in here that in regards to sales stuff, because it should be pretty obvious at this point what's working. Hogwarts Legacy sold over 24 million copies. It's made over $1 billion in revenue. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has, by Warner Brothers' own admission, fallen short of expectations, and that game's player numbers continue to hemorrhage. So you have a straight, obvious thing of what you should be focusing on, and it ain't live service stuff. There's a bit more in here in regards to the approach to mobile games, etc. But just thoughts on these?
I don't understand. We've done so many videos and podcasts on WB so far, when it's pretty much even this morning I got you. Thank you, Mr. Brothers. Where we've talked about, them saying this exact thing of how they want to essentially bring the most money out of these IPs that they own, and that for them is making them live service or free play or focusing on mobile iterations of them. But like you just said, how do you look at the failure of Suicide Squad and go, the problem is we didn't go hard enough. We didn't go live service enough on that thing. The reason that it didn't resonate with audiences, the reason that it didn't make more money is that it wasn't more of a live service, that it wasn't more of a grind, that it didn't have more microtransactions in it. To me, that is absolutely crazy in light of, like you said, them having Harry Potter sell 24 million copies off the back of it being a single-player dedicated game, of the climate we're in right now where we see successes like Baldur's Gate 3, an independently developed game, smash sales expectations, dominate both critical discourse and commercial discourse by selling over 10 million copies. How do you look at that and look at the releases from this year, like their own Suicide Squad, like Skull and Bones, being these live service, or at least live service adjacent experiences that don't resonate with audiences, and go, you know what, the issue is those other games, we're doing actually a cracking job, we just need to double down on the stuff that people don't like. Are you mad?
There's so much stuff in here, it's such a wider conversation about the general big business approach to what makes a game fun, what makes a game worth doing, but it is so endemic at the current spot we're in with the gaming industry. When you look at the likes of Sony, you look at the layoffs that they have across the board, the likes of Insomniac, Naughty Dog, etc., and the way that they were trying to pivot everything into live service stuff. The fact that Connie Booth left after 34 years over at Sony, someone who was very much responsible for shepherding so many single-player titles over the years, and the behind-the-scenes stuff, according to God of War creator David Jaffe, saying that internally there was various conversations happening around trying to get single-player teams to work on multiplayer stuff, and it not working. You can see that with Rocksteady going from the Arkham series to Suicide Squad, and as much love, care, and attention that you put into Suicide Squad, it isn't their bread and butter. It's not what they got into the industry to start making, and I feel like the overall push to just force everything to be a monetizable grind isn't what the developers want to make, the art departments, the coders, etc., and it's not what we want to play either. And it's not that you can't have something in the middle. Helldivers 2 prove you can have live service models in there. It just needs to respect the player. You need the gameplay for what makes it worthwhile, and maybe you monetize it after. I always think in this regard of something like No Man's Sky, where Sean Murray and the team over at Hello Games obviously are one of the most mismarketed games of all time back in 2016, but they're still on the apology tour in 2024. That game's had like 15 expansions at this point. However, if they introduced microtransactions, and the fandom are asking them to put them in, and let's give you more money at this point, that would be a case where something has the goodwill, has the reason behind it, as opposed to leading with as many monetization loops as possible and hoping people stick around for it. I hate this stuff, and it's worth saying that coming out of this general conference, they singled out 4 franchises: Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, DC overall, and Harry Potter overall, as what they want to make into live service monetization stuff going forward. What do you think of all that stuff?
Listen, you made a lot of good points there. You made a lot of good points. I want to kind of go back to what you mentioned about, was it the David Jaffe quote, where you're talking about publishers making developers known for a specific style of game that has resonated, and then saying essentially, can you do us a live service? Can you do us a multiplayer game? To me, that is emblematic of the fundamental misunderstanding, I think, that a lot of these executives coming in from maybe a film background or another area and looking at, again, as they've admitted, video games as a growth area they can invest in, just not understanding, one, how video game teams work, and two, how the video game market works, right? Because you can look at someone like Rocksteady or look at someone like BioWare previously and see that, like, these are teams that are being made up and built around their single-player, story-focused experiences. It's not to say they can't do anything else, but to suddenly expect them to create a 10 out of 10 billion-dollar live service game when they haven't even got any experience with those kind of games is just crazy to me, right? It's like, it's just fundamental misunderstanding. I think that's what's hurting, because they're not seeing that as a problem. They're probably coming in saying, well, why isn't this better? Like, you've made great games in the past, why can't you do us one of these? It's like, that's where I think all these things can live alongside each other, because why can't Rocksteady continue, if they want to, of course, keep making these single-player experiences that they were originally built around, alongside Warner Bros. Investing in a specific live service team to handle the live service spin-offs of the multiplayer games, the free-to-play games, like, specialise in that over here and specialise in that over there.
Whereas, like, you look at the way Sony are doing it at the minute, like the Jim Ryan era, which is coming to an end because, Jim Ryan has stepped down, he's stepping down, he's talking to fresh things like that. But he very much greenlit a whole bunch of live service stuff all at once, and you can see the corporate mentality. I'm oversimplifying this, but in a way,
I can't do that yet.
Business decisions anyway. Just saying, what if we had 15 Fortnites? What if we had 15 Robloxes? Yeah, let's just greenlight a bunch of them all at once, step back from the single-player AAA stuff, which is costing too much money over on the Spider-Man 2 The Last of Us side, and just have a whole bunch of Fortnites taken over all at once, without doing the legwork in the first place to make sure that those things are actually respected and worthwhile. Fortnite got there over time. It definitely landed very well in 2017, but they have to supplant that, attention over time. The general approach at the minute from the more disconnected people at the top, let's say, is just let's monetize this stuff as much as possible. And I also want to throw in the importance of Roblox. There's a really good documentary over on People Make Games YouTube channel, phenomenal. Chris Bryce was a video gamer, and they do various documentaries. One of them being on the reality of how Roblox monetizes itself. So many premium currencies, so many creators making skins, making assets, etc. But it's all kept within the walls of Roblox. This quote, where Perez says he wants to make sure that people are living, working, building, and playing on an ongoing basis, I think they don't necessarily just want the Fortnite model, which is what Suicide Squad was chasing. Yeah. I think they want the user-generated content model as well, and they want to monetize that as much as possible. Give people a fandom, put walls around it, and you just play in the sandbox, and they take a slice every now and then.
Yeah, man, I think that's absolutely spot on. You've mentioned a lot of great things there, Scott Tilton. I'll try to break them all down from my perspective. You are, take that. Michael, that works line in particular, when we come in, even though you can probably tell that we're not huge fans of these executives over at WhatCulture.com and the decisions they make like this, but I try to never take something said in, bad faith, and I hope I'm not doing that here, but I hear him say, we want to build these games, these projects where people can work and live in them, and I just think that's what you see games as, right? You see them as work, you see them as something that people people see them as something they clock into every day and clock out of, and they put their time in, and they probably spend, $5 on a skin while they're there. Maybe they'll buy an expansion pack, they'll do their dailies, they'll clock out, they'll come back the next day, and they'll keep working in your ecosystem, and you'll get the retention, you'll get the money, and like you said, keep taking a slice of it every time. That's such a cynical way to view games as an art, games as a hobby, games as whatever you want to call it, and is, again, I think, emblematic of their mentality and how they view games as just this money-making endeavor, and how they'll almost never be satisfied. Earlier on I was talking about how do they view one thing as a success and one thing as, a failure, and I think even when they have success in the single-player game space, the 24 million copies sold, something like Mortal Kombat, selling well, or Shadow of Mordor selling well back in the day, they're not viewing all of those copies sold and all of that money made as a success, they're lamenting the lost sales that they could have got on top of that if those games were live services. So that they can't look at $1 billion and go, that's amazing. They're kicking themselves and thinking, oh, we probably could have made $2 billion if we had live service elements in, which to me is a complete fantasy, because we've seen that the reason people bought those games was for the single player aspect, and the reason people didn't buy Suicide Squad and Tal is because of the live service stuff. So that money that you're imagining isn't even real. It's not even necessarily what you would have gotten if you were chasing that. What do you call it? A whale? Well, they've been chasing that, whatever it is. Every publisher has been chasing that idea of, we just get this magic game that synergizes all these things and an excuse to print money.
Yes.
But 9 times out of 10, it's an excuse to lose money every time.
And that's the thing. I'm not seeing a single one of these where you look at it and go, that was a huge success. You've got the likes of Helldivers too, but it's not the same thing. Like, the general mentality that went into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is not something. And the final product that feels like it respects the player's time. Look at the way that game ends. I'm not going to do specific plot spoilers, but there is an infinite endgame component to that. And the way that Warner Brothers handled Shadow of War, the follow-up to Mordor's Endgame, again, they had an over-monetized microtransaction fest, all the orbs and crates stuff. It was actually taken out of the game, because that kind of killed the whole franchise. There was a Nemesis system since then, because of how badly that stuff went down. And like I said at the minute, we're going through all the fallout from Suicide Squad. I just feel like, overtly, it's not what people want. And you said this in the previous version of this video that got eaten by the camera.
Try not to repeat ourselves, I don't think it's spoken.
No, it's alright, but that whole idea of now, they just say the quiet part loud. They just announce that they're going to be doing this stuff years in advance, and you can feel it in the game design itself. In years gone by, maybe you would speculate that this thing feels a bit cold, this thing feels a bit tapped on. Whereas now, Suicide Squad feels exactly like what you thought it was going to be going in before they then afterwards announced they're going to do that for everything else going forward.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, like previously, I think there was always speculation of people wanted to pivot into live services. There was even obfuscation around that, where you could say maybe Anthem was the game that BioWare always wanted to make. And there was that kind of like, you couldn't really say one way or another whose creative vision that was. But now you get quotes like this that, just say the point out loud. Like, we talked about these games feeling like they have executive mandates, and that's literally what's being admitted now. Like, they're admitting that these big IPs that they own, these big billion-dollar franchises, they're looking to pivot them all into this direction, whether that's taking teams that are known for single-player games and like asking them to add this stuff in. Like, that's just an open admittance now, and it makes me angry, because we all can sit here, you in the comments can say that's going to fail. It's failed so many times before. These guys are missing the point massively, and at the end of the day, they can miss the point massively and still be secure in their jobs, still fall upwards in their career. These guys are not going to be the people who take the brunt of the failure when this endeavor inevitably fails, it doesn't make money, and things come in under expectations. Like, it's not going to be them in the firing line. It's going to be the likes of Rocksteady. It's going to be the likes of NetherRealm Studios, even, depending on how Mortal Kombat goes in the future. And that just is an absolute tragedy, man, because, we were talking about Suicide Squad, you can tell there's good quality in that game. You can tell there's passion in that game. There are so many good things about it. Same with Mortal Kombat, same with all of the franchises, they've all got quality developers working on these projects, and it's going to be those guys, as we've seen throughout this year, that, take the blame for these games and these, approaches not doing well.
It's just that wider assumption that any fan of a given property will just accept anything. They will just go with it because it's DC, they'll go with it because it's Game of Thrones themed, etc. And just not having to put the quality in, and just trying to extract as much money from your fan love as possible. Just get in the fan minds and hammer away at the love and get all the money out. It's another one of those things where we know that's not true. It's just...
We did that video on the depth of the industry, or everything that's going on in the industry right now. And, the developers who are doing all these layoffs, who are restructuring their teams, they're talking about how established IP, in terms of, pulling from movies or whatever, isn't the thing that works necessarily. And part of that is because, the Canadian influence has to pay, which is, X amount of profits if they want to make a Star Wars game, or Sony with Marvel. And admittedly, WB doesn't have that same issue because they own all of the licenses that they're making, but there is an admission there that, you can't just make an Avengers game, call it the Avengers, and use the market familiarity to have that sell gangbusters. Like, the market rejected that. And even games like Guardians of the Galaxy, which, that brand is well known, that brand is well loved, even in an MCU slump, Guardians 3 did really well. It did huge at the box office. Like, that was a great game, that had an established brand, and it still didn't work. It still didn't find that audience. Like, I think executives like this completely misunderstand that gamers are smart, or at least audiences are smart across the board. Yeah, it's not just gamers. And when, like you said, we're not just going to see the thing that we're familiar with and just buy it and slop it up and shovel it into our mouths while paying a $5 for every 10 minutes of that roller coaster or that treadmill. Like, that's just not how the business works, evidently, but that's the future these guys want to pivot into with Mortal Kombat, with DC, whatever, and only rely on those franchises where, I keep saying, man, like, I think video games as an industry are like one of the big last bastions of originality. People love original IP, people love original ideas, and if you just keep serving them up recognizable IP and expecting them to flock out, like, that's not going to work. It didn't work with licensed games in the past, and it's certainly not going to work now with free-to-play mobile games.
No, and it's like anything you're saying, the counterpoint would be like, well, why don't we have original ideas, original gameplay ideas within a branded framework? Just because there's always some grand Bible thing, that character wouldn't say that, we can't have that plot line, we need to maintain this works for all audiences, or whatever it is, you'll never get something as freeing as an original IP as long as it's within a specific brand, especially when it's locked down as much as Warner Bros. Have with the DCs, the Mortal Kombat, etc. The final thing is just the way that IGN wrote this entire finance call up, saying that the general tone of the conference was steering into mobile, live service, free-to-play, stuff like that. I just want to mention, you can look at the likes of Mortal Kombat Onslaught, which is like a turn-based, microtransaction-fueled mobile version of Mortal Kombat, but like I said, it's turn-based. Contrast that with the way Mortal Kombat 1 plays, the console version. I also wanted to say, if you contrast the likes of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now, contrast that with Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is the Square Enix's version of that, where you get the original game, but you're paid to put characters into scenarios that weren't there before. It's just an infinitely monetizable thing where you have skins, etc. You can see the version of what they want to tap into. You can feel these types of games coming up. And maybe the money's there, but it's not worthwhile.
No,
if you think I'm into a fan for long enough to say that thing made some money, but it's not.
Again, we said this when we did our big podcast, which this is kind of becoming right now on Warner Brothers. We talked about them just making the same mistakes that people who have been in the video game business for a long time have already made. Like, to me, Warner Brothers right now are making the exact same mistakes that Square Enix has made over the past few years and EA has made over the past few years. But perhaps, again, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it. Perhaps because the executives that are in charge now of the game division worked in film previously and are kind of fresh to it. They're just repeating what the market has already told a bunch of other studios, which to me is just like absolutely crazy. And look, I think one final thing, at least on my part, to add to this is I think this is a very interesting write-up and a very interesting mortgage, for lack of a better term, because to me it also indicates that the live service future and the free-to-play future, the mobile future that we're going to get, will be even kind of cheaper and grubbier than what they're kind of focusing on now. Like, I think it's really interesting that they lump in Suicide Squad along with Hogwarts' example of AAA games that they kind of think are too volatile. And I think, like, well, if Suicide Squad, with all of its live services, is too much of a risk, what kind of experiences do you want? Like, do you want just, like, cheapy games that you don't have to spend much time into, that you don't have to risk resources with, and kind of prioritize free-to-play games and mobile games? Is that what you want going forward? Do you want to spend, instead of $100 million on a game, $20 million and try to get that return back? Like, I don't think everything should be AAA, but if you're thinking, the likes of the Suicide Squad or Mortal Kombat, whatever, too risky, like, I don't want to see a future as well where Mortal Kombat only exists to be a cheap, free-to-play mobile game. Surely these things can exist together, but that really seems like what they're pivoting into to me. Spend less money, make it more grindy, equals maximum profits, you know?
You can see from the corporate side, they've seen the boom of the farming games, they've seen the booms of Fortnite and Roblox, they have various IP that they can tap into. Let's just mush all that stuff together and give you the infinitely replayable space that you can live in and build in, and the fans will make all the assets. We don't want that, and they'll AI generate the rest of it. Like, it's a very cold way of looking at this, but when they're saying it this clearly, it feels, and the projections are all the way through until about 2028, so this is going to be the rest of the generation.
And it sucks because, I mean, it all sucks, but they could make great games with these IP. Like, Mortal Kombat doesn't have to have all of that grindy live service stuff in it. Like, previous Mortal Kombat games have been so content-rich with so many cool unlockables that don't feel like they're nickel and diming you every single second. I look at something like Game of Thrones, which they keep mentioning as like an untapped billion-dollar franchise that they want to do more with. And I think, like, in the current RPG boom that we're currently experiencing with Final Fantasy and Dragon's Dogma, Rise of the Ronin, Baldur's Gate 3 last year, like Infinite Wealth, which I always forget, but is doing really well. Like, to me, it's an open goal to do a big AAA RPG based on Game of Thrones. How you've already got, like, the world, you've got these factions, you've got the possibility for in-depth combat and in-depth decision-making, but what we're probably going to get, according to this mandate, is a Game of Thrones mobile game, a Game of Thrones Facebook game, and they're not interested in doing anything actually interesting or playing to these IP strengths, so why should I care?
Yeah, I think, like, for me, like, a closing thing is, like, you look at the way Mortal Kombat 1 went, where they wanted to soft reboot the entire IP, they wanted to do all these new ideas, this new timeline, it's a whole new thing, it felt really fresh at the beginning, so half of that story feels really fresh and propulsive, and towards the end, they bring in a whole bunch of multiversal elements and the new Infinite Endgame, and then try and monetize that. There was a whole thing last year about blocking part of the invasion mode. In terms of a barrier you couldn't pass without a DLC character's fatality, which you wouldn't have unless you paid the extra money for it, and it just is that idea of trying to monetize the love, trying to monetize the fan base, trying to over-monetize the people who did show up in the first place, who paid the premium entry fee to get in, and then being over-monetized going forward. They're going to try a whole bunch of different things here. Maybe it will be, like you said, the reduced production budgets. I guarantee that some executives have learned from the likes of Power World.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, what will people pay for? Can we do a Power World adjacent production budget for a Game of Thrones game or a DC game or whatever? And it'll just be a hell of a train wreck for the next few years. But as it stands right now, it's not looking good.
I can't fail my sacred mission. May the Father smile upon me. I can't fail my sacred mission.
I must never yield.
Wisdom befitting of all my years.
Left a good bit more. So it should be water bringing trees. Holy shit, I have enough for that bridge now. Finally, I found it. General's longbow? Wonder how OP that is. Had some cool changes there.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Done and done. Done and done.
I'll guard it well.
I'm actually really getting tired, so I'm gonna save and get some sleep. And then I'll probably play some more.